Uh, uh, uh. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's 4 a.m. and my body is sore. My pockets are low and I need just one more load for the night so I can stack my paper. It's the intricate life of the owner operator. Raider, intricate life of the owner operator. What is going on, people? Welcome to another episode. I gotta run to Stoneville, North Carolina today. I gotta take the truck to the shop and get my, I guess I better put a seatbelt on, it might help. And get my Thermoflow unit fixed, my pneumatic Thermoflow unit. As you probably saw in a previous episode, mine's malfunctioned. So now I have to get that fixed. And so that way I can get back to work. Because I can't do anything without that unit. At least I can't make any money anyway. I think I'm going to start a slight dialogue right now. And that I'm in the truck, rolling. And I'm sorry for the camera angle. The best I can do with my celly. I was watching some videos on training. And I've seen some videos where some guys that train are just too impatient. You know, I'm not going to call any names. But I think if you've seen these videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. But not that many of them, really. But at least not that I saw. But I don't know, man. I don't know why some people think that somebody's supposed to jump in one of these big trucks and just start driving it like they've been driving for 2-3 years. Now, there are some people that probably can. And, you know, they can pick it up real quick. Some people's skill level is just not as good. And you have to be patient with these people. Listen, when I first started, I started in a rough era. No power steering, and I'm not trying to brag about it, but I'm just basically saying that era was a little tougher because we didn't have a lot of the luxuries of a truck that you have today. And I'm not talking about sleepers and all of that stuff. You know, trucks with no power steering, and you're trying to learn how to back up. Trucks way back in the day that had 2-stick transmissions, you had to learn that, and I mean you had to learn it. Because there was a time, there was no such thing as these 10 speeds here. 15 speeds, 13 speeds, 18 speeds. It was just unheard of in those days. Now when I came along, the 9, the 10, the 15, the 13 popular transmissions back in those days. And I'm talking late 70s, early 80s. That's when I started. I started in 79. So it was just a different animal back then. You know, trucks did have power steering in those days. But the truck that I learned on didn't have power steering. It had power nothing. So it took me a long time to learn how to maneuver the truck and back in to where I could be comfortable taking the truck out by myself. And that wasn't going to be in no 3-4 days. It took me at least a year of just watching my father shift those two-stick transmissions. I mean, it took a long time for me to grasp the concept, and it wasn't even so much that, because when I thought I had it down pat, I'd be watching him and he'd do something different. I'm like, well, wait a minute. It's not what he just did before. Not realizing there's multiple different ways you can shift those type of transmissions. So, needless to say, I was screwed up. You know, with 13 speed, 10 speed, besides skipping gears, this is only but one way you're going to shift this thing. So, with that being said, these guys that go to these schools and these trainers, they think that they're supposed to just pick it up right away. It's crazy. It's ludicrous. You know, especially for somebody that's never even been in a truck before. Have no knowledge, no history, anything. It is just crazy for them to think that they're supposed to just get it in 1 or 2 days. Yeah, it's easy for them. You know, I drive a truck, I don't even think about certain stuff anymore because everything is just automatic. And for you guys that drive trucks every day, you know, you've gotten your CDL and you've just been out there every day. After a while, things become repetitious and you don't have to think about it anymore. Your brain is just programmed. So, I'm watching this video and he's telling him, well, all right, you got a double clutch. All right, you got to look at your mirrors. All right. The guy's like bugging out. He's doing this, that. I mean, all of this is hitting him at one time. And I'm like, okay, I understand the classroom's not going to do it unless you have hands-on experience. But I think sometimes they should just let these guys just do a little ride around before they actually get out there and start driving on the highway. This guy was stalling out, middle of traffic, messing around, not making the right turns, almost hit a truck. I'm like, man. And this is why when these guys do finally pass, get their CDL, after like 2 weeks or a month, they get out there by themselves. I'm telling you, these guys they got to be scared to death. Got to be. Because there's no way I would feel comfortable after a month. And I've never been in a truck before. There's no way. I'd be scared to death. When my father put me behind the wheel, and I mean, he just put me behind the wheel. I didn't start off. Now, mind you, it wasn't the legal way to do it. But we changed seats at about 60 miles an hour. I didn't even shift the gear. The truck had a lot of power. And we were, matter of fact, we were in Nebraska. Anybody that's been through Nebraska knows most of that's flat land. So I didn't have any hills to worry about. Unless it was a headwind and it was bogging the truck down. But like I said, the truck had a lot of power, so it wasn't even going to be that. We were just going to drink fuel like crazy. But, man, I mean, I was just sitting there trying to hold this big joker in the road. You know, and he's telling me, all right, you got to move to the left, or you got to move to the right. You know, watch your mirrors. I wasn't even shifting. And I was scared to death. And I'm watching this guy, I could tell he ain't never been in a truck before. And he's probably trying to act like he's not scared, but he's scared to death. Man, that's crazy. And this is why a lot of these new drivers get out here and they tear stuff up. Bad wrecks, going in parking lots, tearing up trucks. It takes time, man. This is not something you're just going to learn in 2 weeks and be a master at it. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, I mean, and you guys that's looking at this video, think back to when you first drove a truck. When you absolutely first drove a truck. I know you had to be scared because it's massive. It's not like driving some little Volkswagen or some little Altima or something. No, it's massive. And you got this big long trailer behind you. You got to learn how to swing wide. I saw one incident, the guy was just trying to turn it like a car. And my man's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't turn like this. Well, I think that's something he should have learned already. But he was so overwhelmed about shifting. I mean, he couldn't even think about anything else. He's just thinking about 1, 2, 3, 4, split, you know. And then he's trying to find the gears where they are. And he out there, I mean, he's out there real time doing it. I'm like, wow, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, y'all comment below. Let me know what you think about it. Because I think it just takes way more time than a month to get your CDL and get out here on the road, especially by yourself. You know, even if you just pass the test, I really think these people should be with a trainer for a good minute. Should be with a trainer for a good minute. So that way, they can go through certain situations and learn how to deal with it. See how to deal with it. Get the experience on how to deal with it. Because cutting them loose after a month because they pass, all right, here, take this load to California. Take this load to Grand Rapids, Michigan, or Kalamazoo, or Dallas, Texas, or wherever. And they ain't been in the truck no more than a month. It's absolutely crazy. But these companies do it, man. And there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them. I was looking at one, it was kind of a CBS report. This lady, they were expecting her to do things that they didn't even teach her. And she's like, well, how do you expect me to do this? And I don't even know how to drive, or I don't know how to shift, or I don't know how to do this. I can't even release my brakes. All right, y'all.
You got to lean in a little bit.
I got to lean in a little bit? Okay. All right. I don't mind leaning in. All right. This is my student that I was talking about in my vlog. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to tell the audience, and I want you to be absolutely, truly honest. I want you to tell the audience, when you were training with me last summer, was I a good trainer? And do you feel I trained you correctly? Go ahead.
Yes, you were an amazing trainer. And I do feel like you trained me well.
Okay. Do you feel like you learned
I did.
anything?
I learned a lot.
Did I help your confidence in handling a big truck on the road, shifting, backing in? Did you feel more confident after 3.5 months, I think it was, versus the first time you did it?
Yes.
Okay. So there you have it. What I was saying before, I was saying that trainers need to be more patient with their trainees, their students. That's another question. Do you think I was patient, or I was aggressive, intimidating? Honestly, answer honestly.
For the most part, you were patient. I did get on your nerves a little bit.
Well, yeah. Well, listen, it's not that you really got on my nerves. It's not that you got on my nerves. I probably was assuming that you learned what I thought you should have learned in a time period. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But in all actuality, I should have just been more relaxed. Like, I think after a month or so, I figured you would learn how to shift a little better and downshift. And she didn't quite have it good yet. I mean, she did get it at the end. But I was kind of thinking that
shifting up, I got real good.
Yeah.
Downshifting
was your problem.
So good.
Right. Exactly. So, and that was my fault. I should have been a little more patient because, like I was saying earlier, it's not something that you're going to pick up in a week, a month, sometimes years. It takes a while to master driving a truck, shifting, backing into tight spots. It just takes time. I didn't learn it in 3 months. I didn't learn it totally in 6 months. I wasn't a master. It took me years to really get it down pat good. So this video is for all the people that are training. If you have a trainer that you feel is intimidating, you might want to ask for a new trainer. Somebody's that's going to be a little more patient.
Yes, definitely.
You agree?
Yes.
Okay. Because let me ask you this question. Do you think after 2 weeks you would have been ready to go out on the road by yourself?
No.
How about 2 months?
No.
How about 6 months?
I doubt it.
Okay. You would be scared to death after 2 months if you were by yourself.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
That's my point. It is terrifying to get into one of these vehicles that you haven't driven ever, or at least once or twice. Because when you rode with me, you only drove like what, once?
No,
maybe?
I drove a few times.
You drove a few times.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you jumped in the truck with me, you still were scared, weren't you?
Yes,
okay.
most definitely.
Okay. And you had slight experience.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So that's my point. So for all of the trainers out there that are watching this video, take it easy on your trainees. Nobody's going to pick this up quick. You have some that pick it up faster than others, but everybody is not going to pick this up quick, especially if it's their very first day in one of these rigs. Secondly, trainees, if you're not comfortable with your trainer, you might want to ask for a new trainer, somebody that's going to be a little more patient with you and be able to explain things to you where you can understand. Because that's another thing that's most important. Did I explain myself pretty much for the most part?
Mm-hmm.
And what you didn't understand, what'd you do?
I asked.
Right. There you go. Just keep asking questions. Even if you ask the same question over and over, ask it until you understand it. Because once you get behind that wheel, it's not a joke. It's not a game out here. You can hurt somebody or hurt yourself or both. So once again, trainers, be patient. Trainees, pay attention. And don't be intimidated. If you're intimidated.
And you're going to get frustrated.
Yes. Both of you. Both of you. Trainer and trainee. Because the trainer's expecting you to pick it up quick because he just knows it. And you're like, well, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't understand. So you're going to get frustrated because you don't understand. He's going to get frustrated because he thinks you should have it by now, which is bad on his part because nobody's going to pick this up in a short period of time. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video. But thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
For being honest. And till next time. Peace out, YouTube. Later.